Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. I am Nerdarchist Ted, and I am very sorry for our late start. We had a little bit of technical glitches, technical issues, but hopefully they are all resolved, and we can press forward and play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. This is obviously an RPG Crate sponsored game. This is session 10 of their season 3 material, and tonight is In the Turtles' Wake. So we are going to go around the table, allow everybody to introduce who they are, where you might be able to find them. I will reiterate that there are links down below where you can be able to go and get their stuff direct, but I'm going to give them a chance to talk about whatever it is that they want before we get into our recap and move on with tonight's game. So I'll start it off with Jake.
Hey, Internet, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain. If you just look up Mini Terrain Domain on YouTube, Twitch, wherever, you'll find me. I'm MTD_Jake on Twitter. We play D&D 3 nights a week over on the Twitch channel. Our Thursday night game has both V and Ted in it. And at the end of the month, in just a couple weeks, we're adding a 4th game on every other Tuesday. And otherwise on the YouTube channel, gameplay videos, and I do crafting tutorials. So that's me. And I'm playing Parthas Zerg, a blue dragonborn Eldritch Knight.
How about we go next with V?
Hi everyone, I'm V Muse. I'm the Crafting Muse here on YouTube, where I show you how to paint miniatures, make terrain, and game accessories. You can also find me over on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I am also an active player over on Mini Terrain Domain as well as Graticus Academy, and I am one of Cobalt Press's DMs on their new Twitch channel, and you can find me there on Sunday evenings. That's pretty much it for me. Outside of tonight, I'm playing Tylea, and she is a rogue druid halfling.
Awesome. How about you, Mike?
Michael, also known as Fraginator, playing Bolgath the Broken. I forgot what I am. Sorcerer, Warlock of the Nightmare and Dreamscapes Pact that Nerdarchy created.
Very cool. And how about you, Megan?
Hello. I am author Megan R. Miller. My books are available on Amazon.com. Make sure you type the R. You will not be able to find me. You'll find Minecraft books instead. I will be playing Dante Malvaro, the human wizard / ranger.
And last but certainly not least, Asa.
Hello, I am Asa Kinney. I am with Roll for Mischief. We do a Twitch stream every Tuesday. We play D&D. It's a lot of fun. It's actually really serious and kind of a bit of a downer. It's a very dramatic game, but it's a lot of fun. Anywho, I am playing Oslan Kingsman. He is a monk wizard, and yeah, he is kind of crazy. It's great.
So as I said in the beginning, this game is sponsored by RPG Crate. If you would like a monthly box shaped somewhat like this, or exactly like the box behind me, delivered to your door every month with amazing material already written and prepared for you, t-shirts, other nerdy cool stuff like dice or minis, then I highly recommend you check out RPG Crate. If you use the coupon code Nerdarchy RPG Crate, you will get 10% off your first month's box. Definitely recommend checking them out. I've been running games with their materials for quite some time now, and I love it. So do the sponsor a favor and check them out. I will throw one more thing out there. When last I checked, we were like 59 subscribers away from 100,000. So if you are not a Nerdarchy subscriber on YouTube, or you have friends that aren't, please go get them to click and subscribe so that Nerdarchy can display that nice silver play button somewhere upon this amazing set and shelves. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into tonight's game. We left off last session with our illustrious players, having ventured for quite some time with the turtle folk Hagdell. And throughout the adventures, he had talked about, I've got this mission, I've got this, God-inspired quest. They get to the end, they get to this temple, and he grabs this knife, The players implore him, what are you doing? Stop it. And back and forth. He plunges the dagger into his chest. A storm begins to arise. A massive dragon turtle, a Zaratan, whatever it is, it's so big it shakes the ground as it begins to get up and walk in the direction of Covington Cove, the place that you guys, for good or for ill, know quite a many number of people. Um, the storm that's around stirs up quite a lot of energy as it crackles and moves. You feel your bodies invigorated as if you've just had a full night's rest. But the turtle, the massive being, is moving far faster than what you might be able to do. But it's easily trackable, easily, traceable through its massive footprints. What, pray tell, do you guys happen to do?
Well,
Let me check something.
That'll be all right. It'll take care of itself. Let's go do something else.
Okay, so Snow is faster than I am. I'm gonna see if I can get him to run ahead and warn the townsfolk.
yeah, Oslin's
Okay.
on his way to town too, because his daughter is there. Because somebody convinced him to leave his daughter in good care. Because leaving your daughter
It
in
would
the
have
village
been
is a
a
lot
huge
safer than
problem
children
to
to
have
the-
a baby out here in the middle of the dangerous swamp, and we didn't know that the town was going to get turtle stomped.
So this is happening in character, I'm pretty sure. So, but Dante, now the turtle's headed towards the village.
Well, we didn't know he was gonna get all giant, and we didn't know he was gonna stab himself, or we wouldn't have taken him out here. Like, beside the point, we gotta warn these folks.
We didn't exactly not know either, though. I mean,
I hold no responsibility for this. This was not my fault.
There's something Bolgath needs to fess up to, because I didn't know a giant turtle was going to go stomping through the. Anywho.
Raise your hand if you knew a giant turtle was going to go stomping toward the town.
giant turtle specifically, not exactly. Something not good, maybe.
Oh no.
Oh,
Why
Vino.
is there two V's? I'm so confused.
Because Zoom crashed on me.
She has cast mirror image.
Way to go.
But wait a second, she's not the wizard. Do we need to?
Now we're all off centered.
I don't
do we
know
need
if
to
I can.
jockey cameras.
Well, no, because now there's an extra camera.
We kick out.
I'm worried that.
Stop there, I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah. So,
Excellent, Bolgath.
all right, Mike, you are now the dungeon master.
Rocks fall.
Well,
right.
Oh, wait, I've been there. My bad.
Was going to be a turtle. That's why I wanted Oslin's daughter to be in danger. Just to
That
prove
was the
it
last thing I heard.
real.
All right, do you want to do the cameras real quick, Ted?
Yep, I apologize if you're watching. We're gonna have to do a quick jockeying of positions.
Okay, it was B, Ted, and then it was Mike, and then Asa,
Nope.
Nert. Oh,
Oh no.
yeah, it
wrong.
was Asa.
It was Asa. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
There you go.
It's so small on my screen, I didn't even know it changed, except for.
Oh
an
heck,
extra
I'm coming
screen.
in clearer now.
Okay, so silver lining.
All right. So apologies for those viewing at home as we deal with that other issue. So you are watching this massive turtle taking gigantic strides heading towards Covington Cove. Snow is sent off to run ahead to try and warn them as fast as possible, but even with his increased speed, he is still being majorly outpaced by this gigantic turtle.
What if I cast haste on him?
You don't know. He's already on the run.
Dang it.
Am I
So-
gonna have to be the only one point this out? That it seems pretty obvious we're gonna have to be the ones to stop this thing.
I was afraid you
Oh,
were going to
stopping
say
audio.
that.
Already running my crazy monk speed.
Who knows how to make turtle soup?
Oh, that's rather morbid. I mean, I do, but
Well, I mean, there's going to be plenty.
Better to feed the town than
Can
Have
I kill
them-
them?
trampled underfoot.
All right. Spells. How far away is it?
Oh, it's like now hundreds of feet away and moving at increased speed.
Hundreds.
Yes.
And how far is it to the town?
You guys had traveled for days. You're deep, thick within the swamp. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get there for certain.
Hey, Parthas, how far can you throw me? I'm kidding. That was a joke. Don't actually throw me. Let's go. Walking.
I was gonna say, Parthas is already reaching towards you. Honestly, I don't think I could throw you very far.
It's 'cause she's
So-
not a dwarf.
I will ask the all important question of what are you doing with Hagdell's corpse?
Oh, is the big turtle not Hagdall's corpse?
No.
I was under the impression we left it there, and that was part of the ceremony.
On the altar, yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
you
sure
guys,
there's like
you guys
a
are
turtle
at
cleanup crew we didn't know about.
you guys were at the temple, and the mountain that was next to the temple got up and started walking.
Two things.
Mm-hmm.
One, I want to take the dagger out of him on the off chance that makes the big thing go away. I don't think it will, but just in case, I'm going to try it.
Okay.
And two, I want to close his eyes.
You remove the dagger. The mountain keeps walking. You close his
Awesome.
eyes.
Okay.
So
I hear quiet.
I mean, I'm not too concerned about a dead body.
No.
When we're gonna have potentially hundreds of dead bodies if we don't do
Yep.
something.
He also died doing what he wanted to, so he probably is happiest here.
I vibe that.
He died killing himself, if that's what you mean.
I said he died doing what he wanted. I didn't say I agreed with it.
I'm just going to start running after the giant turtle.
Yes, this seems like the best course of action.
Go, Wizard Ranger.
So you begin trekking, and at first, you put forth your best effort. You run, and you realize, all right, I am walking in the wake of this gigantic creature. You're not going to be able to catch up. The
I don't need
swamp-
to catch up. I just need to get within 150 feet.
Well, the swamp in and of itself is still thick, and the more it walks, the more sinkholes and the more that the terrain winds up being changing. You're definitely dealing with difficult terrain, so you're having to move pretty slow. There's other things that begin to move or wake up or are stirred by this gigantic creature's movements. You find that there's vines that are continuing to grow just to hamper your movement. Swarms of insects begin biting and gnawing at your flesh. It's not like debilitating, but it is doing everything. It seems as if the swamp is doing everything it can to distract you.
Does this count as a forest or is swamp a different thing?
This is definitely swamp, not forest.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they were like separate things. I had to ask.
Yep, they are separate things.
Dang.
So you guys just continue to press on, and you watch as the mountain gets farther and farther away despite your best efforts. After several hours of travel, you've had to resign yourself to a less labored pace. You're all, getting winded. You're all feeling the heavy burn of, forced activity. And you're quite surprised when you see what appears to be a young woman riding a horse in your general direction.
Is she hot?
She is definitely attractive, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be useless during this encounter. Somebody had better say hi.
So she comes up to you. The horse seems to, be struggling just as much as the rest of you as it the moves through the brush, the vines, the thick sloshing terrain. And you can hear it with every step that anyone makes. And she comes like not uncomfortably close, doesn't get right up in your face, but if you allow, she does get closer than what most people would say is comfortable.
Oh no, Dante is perfectly comfortable with this. Like, hail, fair maiden. What can we help you with?
I was just traveling through the swamp and not used to seeing travelers. What brings you out here?
The
Oh, we're
giant turtle
following.
that's going to my village and going to kill my daughter. We should keep going. Can we keep going, please?
You're not used to seeing travelers, but you have no problem with the giant turtle that just went by.
Or personal space. Apparently, you have no problem with personal space.
Oh,
So,
what's personal space?
Oslin, as you say this, the horse like closes even closer to you.
Well, that's okay. It's a horse. I used to groom them.
Make
I'm
it
going to pet under its chin.
so you go to pet it, and it like pulls its head away and like brings its snout like right down into your face, like almost as if it's like trying to push you back.
Oh my, he is a protective fellow, isn't he?
All right then.
So,
Can I roll animal handling just to handle an animal?
sure, go ahead and roll it. Dante, are you doing anything to cover your interest?
No, because my character flaw is that I have a weakness for pretty girls. I out of character have a very strong feeling that this is one of those carnivorous horse creatures that's trying to lure me to my death, but Dante wouldn't realize that.
So, as as you say something about the horse, the woman kind of daintily comes off the horse and kind of like steps up to you, and she just sticks out her hand very daintily and right at you, kind of focusing her attention. I am Hattie.
Dante, and I will take her hand and kiss the back of it like a proper gentleman.
So she kind of like puts her other hand up to her mouth and kind of coos a little bit. So the horse kind of takes a step forward at you, Oslin, trying to, I guess, force you, back. Does not seem interested in your affection.
Is this an attempt to like push me away from Dante and this lady?
Would you like to make an insight roll?
I would love to make an insight roll. That would be 18.
18. The fact that you are proficient in animal handling, and you did what it would be an acceptable check for a trained beast to be able to be like, hey, calm down. You just saw someone dismount without a problem. This means that if this were a legit animal, then there should be no problem that it's not that it shouldn't be doing this. You're guessing that there is another layer of intelligence here.
Okay.
That would be your best bet.
I'm gonna Dante. Priority is perhaps we have a giant turtle and a village to save.
Yes, I know, but if she's lost, then we should probably help her find her way as well. Aren't we here for that?
So she will try to step so that she blocks the sight path between you and Oslin. Tell me about yourself.
Oh. Well, there isn't much to tell, but I would be glad to let you know on the way. We really are trying to get somewhere, you see. But there's a town nearby here. Do you live out here in the middle of this swamp?
I do have a nearby cottage. Would you like to see it?
You're really not that much of a damsel in distress, are you? Have your horse, have your cottage. You look pretty well off to me. We have better things to do.
I don't understand. Dante, are her pheromones up?
What?
Why are you paying so much attention to this one? All I smell is the swamp.
Parthas, it would be impolite not to make conversation with a pretty girl.
It's also wasting time, and I have a daughter to save. I will be going. Dante,
Oh.
would you like to join me?
If all you want is to talk to a pretty girl, Tylea is with us, though I believe she's a woman. I don't know about the pretty part.
Yeah, because you're really great to look at too.
I'm not insulting you, Tylea. I don't understand human attractions.
Tylea,
No,
you
it
should
does.
be impressed that he knows you're a woman.
I mean, that's fair.
All right.
Because he's a big reptile.
So this means we're going now, right? We're not going to worry about this one.
Right. Right,
I have to
Dante?
make a bonobo roll, I'm sorry.
Oh, play into that flaw. I'm all for it.
All right, so he looks like it's really paining him to make this decision, but he's like, we really do need to be going. It's going to be a big disaster if we don't get to stopping this giant, massive turtle thing. Surely you understand.
So, as you decide that you are going to, depart, the horse that was kind of in Oslin's face rears up and sinks its teeth into Oslin's shoulder as the woman, just a moment, you see like serious ire and anger fill her face, and as she does so, the pretty skin, the beautiful dress, like crack and shatter, and you see this horrid face in its likeness. A tattered and destroyed dress hangs limply off her gaunt frame. Disgusting black and white hair, uh, you know, come down from the top of her head. Vicious claws end at her what was once a fair and delicate hand, and she cries, "Fools!"
So you can see the moment Dante realizes that he has made a very big mistake, but he covers it up quickly and says, "Oh, come now, someone so beautiful should not be so angry."
I have the feeling I need dice.
That might
Can I
not
go
be a
ahead and
bad
roll
idea.
initiative? Because I would like to respond to that horse biting me.
Yeah. I'm getting my surprise round, and then we'll roll initiative. So if you guys want to throw that up in the chat, that would be fantastic.
I'm just trying to jump the gun. In my enthusiasm, I rolled a 1. So clearly it's my priority to react.
So you are taking 18 points of damage, Oslin.
Yay!
Oh my god.
What a wonderful present.
Well, I can give you more next round if you prefer.
I mean, I don't not want. No, don't do that, please. You know, I'm gonna use my inspiration to roll with advantage, if that's all right. Can I do that with initiative?
Sure. Not too many people use their inspiration for initiative rolls, but that's fine.
I really just don't like the idea of just being bit and then not reacting almost instantaneously. I think that's silly. And you dice can do what they want to do.
Oh, we have 2.
Rolled a fucking 2.
Hey, you did twice as good.
Shut up.
I don't feel so bad about my 3.
All right, that's a great way to look at it. I rolled twice as well. All right.
But Parth is 3 times better.
This is
Or
true.
1.5, depending on which roll you went with.
All right. Dante and Tylea, what do you have as dex mods?
+1.
+4.
All right. So Tylea, you will go before Dante. We got a 17 for Bolgath.
Which is weird.
Well, sometimes you actually roll decent. It happens once in a while.
Yeah, there's my once for the game.
I think I sucked up all of Mike's rolls for this game.
I hope so.
I mean, my first 2 rolls of the night are a 1 and a 2. Hopefully, I keep going up the ladder and get a 3, 4, 5, and we just get better and better.
3, 4. All right. So, well, since the horse, which has actually now, as Hattie herself has wound up making this drastic change, I forgot to describe what happened with the horse. As opposed to seeing a nice quadruped in front of you, you actually see an 8-foot tall, green skinned, long nosed, pointy eared, black hair coming down from it, but it's got vibrant orange stripes. You don't have to roll to recognize what the creature looks like it should be. It's a troll, but somebody has done something to this troll and it does not look normal. And it is going to proceed to continue its assault on Oslin. It's gonna just hit.
These
So-
2 are a couple. I knew it the moment that at some point. This is my guess. Just building backstory into an encounter. He's like, I know that my wife's job is to seduce travelers, but I want that guy to stay away. I'm just trying to fill the time while you roll dice.
That is 23 points of damage as its
Damn.
claws sear into you. And Tylea, you're up.
All right. Seeing Aslan getting attacked, I'm going to go after this troll creature, and I'm going to produce flame and throw the flames at it. So that's going to be, if it hits, 2d8 damage. Let's see what I get. All right, that. Ooh, I got a net 20. All right, how do you do your crit hit?
It's same way Jake does.
Okay, so then we got an 8 and okay, so that's going to be crap, 11.
11 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that just one attack?
That is the one attack, yes. And then I'm going to
And what did you hit it with?
produce flame, so it took fire damage.
Okay.
And then as bonus action, I am going to use my cunning action to hide.
Sure. There's plenty of stuff to hide behind. You're looking to get behind, a tree. You want to hide in a little divot of a foothold. You want to hide behind, somebody else.
Yeah, sure. I'll hide behind a tree stump type of situation, so I can still see, but I'm not as seen.
Golden. Drop in the chat what your modifier is or what your stealth roll is. Dante, you're up.
All right. Fireball.
Whoa.
I'm an evoker. I'm not gonna hit any of you. It's fine.
That's excessive.
Dex save.
What is your DC?
16.
All right. So I'm assuming Hattie and the troll are the only ones that are going to be affected by your spell.
Yes. That would be 29 fire damage.
All right. Hattie seems to be somewhat nimble and does not take all of it, but the troll creature Definitely does. Bulgath, you are up, sir.
Can I move to where I'm within 10 feet of both creatures, but none of my allies? Because I'm not an evoker.
You want to move to where you're within 10 feet of both creatures, but your allies are not?
Not within 10 feet of me. What? Go ahead.
It is difficult terrain.
Okay.
So you don't have any increased speed. So you would be hard pressed to be able to get to the other side around all of them. If you want to go through the middle of them and suffer an attack from both of them, you can do it.
I got nothing else to lose. Go for it.
All right.
Hit points are a resource, right?
So as you charge through the middle, the troll, its monstrous mouth reaches out and bites you square for 18 points of damage.
Okay, I lied.
And let's see what
I have 18 hit points to lose.
16, that will hit as well. So her vicious claws lash out at you, and you did not expect this frail little thing to hit for 15 points of slashing damage.
All right, good times. I'm exactly bloodied. All right, so as I walk through them, cast a spell, my body looks all bruised and broken again, and tendrils of dark energy erupt from me to batter them both. So I need them both to make me strength saves, please.
Strength save. What is your DC?
That's a thing that I have somewhere. 16.
All right. What is the effect?
They will take 15 necrotic damage. And if they failed, they can't take reactions until its next turn, which they already did. So what I was planning on did not help.
Wow. So they can't use that reaction that they just used
Yep.
on you for 33 points of damage.
Exactly. That's it.
All right. Oslin, you're up, sir.
All right. Are there any allies within 10 feet of me?
Dante is, it's pretty much like the way I'm seeing this. Tylea just kind of backed off, behind a tree. Bolgath ran through the whole middle of this. Then you've got the troll, you've got the girl, and then you've got Dante. I don't know exactly where Parthas is, so that would have to try to find out from Jake.
I don't know. I haven't moved yet. I was just in this group. I imagined I was near Alslin.
All right.
Only because I was on the verge of punching the horse.
All right, for the sake of me reacting without taking in my surroundings, if you are within 10 feet of me, you're going to have to make this saving throw as well. Because
Sure.
I'm going to teleport, but I'm going to do Thunderous Step, and I'm going to just not be in front of this horse anymore. So there's this loud, crashing, thundery sound. So original in my explanation. And Oslin is gone. And everybody within 10 feet of where I was at before I teleported must make a DC 15 Constitution save.
Oh, thank God it's con. I just make that. I rolled a 9, but I have a +6 to con.
All right. The damage is... You're still going to take the half damage. Sorry. 3d10. And then I'm going to teleport behind the hag lady.
I just imagine as there's this loud as you step away, it's like my the sides of my mouth just kind of go
I got super excited for a second because my first 10 was a 7, and I was like, oh, cool, I'm gonna roll decent rolls. And my other 2 are 1s and 2s, so it's 10 damage altogether.
Alright.
So I'll take 5 of that.
Yeah, and then I am right behind the hag, and I'm gonna tell her, like, whisper into her ear, I knew we should have left. And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to do the dodge mechanic.
Okay.
That's it.
Parthas, you're up, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to do a few things here. I'm going to attack this horse turn troll creature.
Okay.
I am going to summon my bonded greatsword so I don't have to waste time drawing it. It just appears in my hand. I'm going to use my war magic ability, which allows me to make a bonus action attack if I cast a cantrip. So this is kind of tricky because the cantrip I'm about to cast is actually requires a melee attack. I'm not sure. I'm casting Booming Blade.
Okay.
So I'm going to attack him, this thing, with my sword, and on a hit. So I guess I'll see if I worry about anything.
Sure.
So that's going to be... Good lord. Can I use a domain die?
Well, you have inspiration.
I do. Yeah, I'm going to burn that on this first attack, because
it's not like you're going to fight something
oh, that's
bigger
better. Well, I rolled a 5 on the first one. That's a 16, which means it is now a... with my word, it is now a 24 to hit.
That easily does.
So I'm going to do the weapon damage, which is plus it gets 1d8 of bonus thunder damage. So that is 5 plus 4, 4 thunder. So there's 13 damage. As it hits, this sort of resounding, reverberating thunder surrounds it. It will take 2d8 thunder damage if it willingly moves before the start of my next turn. So then I also get to make a bonus attack because of the war magic.
Yes.
So I will take that, which is a crit.
Nice.
So that'll be 16 plus 5, so 21 as I strike it again with my greatsword. And actually, I guess not tricky. That makes sense. That's my attack. That's my round, I guess. I'm just checking. Yep. That's all I'm going to do this time around. Just nail it with this hit and this extra bonus attack from the Booming Blade, and just sort of face off against it, holding this greatsword, standing my ground.
Okay. So as Parthas swings a couple mighty swings into this vicious troll creature, Hattie kind of takes a look around and sees that some of you are injured. The troll, it's a troll. Its wounds look like they are closing, but you have inflicted quite a lot on them, on this creature, and you see that she's sizing things up, and you just get this or you just hear this wailful cackle as she just vanishes completely from sight, and the
Counterspell.
Yeah. If that's a spell, I was waiting to counterspell. That's why I moved behind her.
you counterspell, and she still goes invisible.
Okay.
Did we both do it?
Ah.
Rock, paper, scissors to see who did it?
I am terrible with that game.
Oh.
That was a scissors also. Okay, you get it.
All right.
All right, so Oslin
Nobody was a winner there.
He's
Oslin
better at
counterspells,
magic. He got it sooner.
and the spell goes off, and the cackling laughter that um that fills the air just gets louder as your spell gets wasted. But she is completely and utterly gone. The troll, on the other hand, he's not done. He looks at the dragonborn that has just gotten his face, and he kind of roars and spittle and what have you comes flying in at you. Um, and he hits with one of his claws.
I'm going to reaction cast shield,
Okay. So that brings
which
your
bumps me
threat-
up to 21.
What does that do? All right, I have a 23.
Okay.
You
Well, I attempt to stop it.
you attempt, but he comes in at you for 9 points of slashing damage. And Talia, you're up. Invisible in your own way.
Hiding behind my little stump. I'm going to take my short bow, and from where I'm standing, I'm going to shoot the lovely troll. And since we have our dragonborn right there, I'm going to use my sneak attack along with it.
All right.
All right, let's see if we hit. And that's going to be mathing 18 to hit.
18 hits.
All right, awesome. So that's going to be a total of 17 points piercing.
17. Quick. All right, and you hit it with an arrow.
Hit it with an arrow, and then we're going to use my bonus action to go back into hiding.
So what does it look like when your arrow hit this thing?
It basically pop out from behind my stump, and I narrow my eyes. I'm getting tired of this bullshit. And she just releases the arrow, and it goes slinging right directly between the brows of the troll, and you hear the sickening thud as it hits the back of the skull.
So it drops to the ground, landing with a squishing sound. Parthas, you're right there, and you see the flesh looking like it's trying to push the arrow out.
Burn the remains. You should burn the body.
If I can do something, I'm just going to start popping firebolt cantrip into it.
Same.
Seeing what the fire that Dante did, I'm just going to like a Roman candle.
And then scatter the ashes in the running water.
So it seems like whatever was done to this creature, it took quite a lot more than your typical troll. Don't know how many trolls you've seen or heard of over your adventures, but this one definitely did not act in any way like what's there. As you begin to kind of get your breath back after the fight, Bolgath, Oslin, and Parthas, a weird sensation seems to come over all of you, and you're having a hard time collecting your thoughts.
That's nothing new.
More so than normal, then, Bolgath.
Seems as if my thoughts have all fallen out of my head and scattered along the ground.
You're
Also nothing new.
racked with indecision, and if any of your allies try to engage you in conversation, your response time seems like 3 to 4 times longer.
All right.
Chad is asking if Jake can turn his volume down so everyone else can get turned up.
Well, all I have to do is turn your volume up.
I don't want anyone to hear me.
Well, not yours. I turned everybody up. Yeah, that's a good call. For some reason, your guys' levels are really low. Thanks, chat.
It happens.
And I'm practically eating my mic. I don't know why I'm leaning into it so hard. Could you hear me now? I would, just looking around, I just turned to Dante.
Hmm?
Did you say something?
No, but I probably should. We should
What?
continue on. I have no idea where she went, of course, but
Ooh.
I don't think
The
we've
hag?
seen the last. What was I saying?
oh,
I'm not, I'm not really sure which way to go.
I think we were after. There was a thing.
Talia, do you have a rope?
You have time together so they don't get lost.
Mhm. Yes.
Sure, no problem. She'll pull her rope out.
Volgath, I thought I dismissed you.
Well, I mean, at least we know Oslin is okay.
Bolgath dismisses your dismissal.
Just gonna start tying this rope around people's waists. Talia, do you want the front or the back?
I'll tie the. God damn
Put
it!
the kids on a leash. Take them on a walk.
I will be attempting to cast Unseen Servant and like get distracted halfway through.
About 2 minutes after Dante ties the rope around my waist, I turn to Tylea and say, Dante, you should tie us together.
Okay, this is not good. And Talia will put her hand. Oh God, you're so big, and she's so she'll like put her hands like on your knees, kind of like you're going to be okay. And I'll try lesser restoration on Parthas.
So you cast your spell, and it does not change his effect.
That's what I was worried about. Okay, well that's
What happened to them that didn't happen to us?
We got attacked.
they got bit and scratched.
Oh,
What happened to
What-
you?
Absolutely nothing.
no, nothing.
What specifically is going on with our brains?
Well, you're more accentuated in terms of your adult-pated attitudes.
Hag, troll, curse, poison.
No, I mean like mechanically.
You can't just say weird. You just can't string words together, Ted.
I can't. I
Hag,
think
troll,
I can.
poison, hag. Hag, troll, what was
Poison hag troll bad. Poison.
I'm resistant to poison. No.
I'm resistant to hags, but apparently
Characters suffered by the curse. Characters afflicted by the curse suffer bouts of crippling indecision and confusion.
Okay, well, considering my normal state
I don't
and the
understand.
fact that I didn't eat, I was rereading the Nightmares
So,
and
so
Dreams.
something happened to Parthas, and we've also got Bolgath and Oslin here.
Yes.
And lesser restoration doesn't take care of that with the poison factor.
It does not.
Ah,
Who in town do we know that's like the most influential and like able to get stuff done?
well, listen, we should
and likes
probably get
us.
moving.
I don't care if they like us.
You guys. It's
That does not help at all.
there was the wizard who got killed.
Oh,
He
well.
could have gotten stuff done, but somebody killed him.
He
So
conveniently
Well,
died.
We're living in an RPG world, so we're the only ones that can get stuff done. That's kind of how it works.
Okay. Well, my just realizing that sending is on my extended spell list doesn't affect anything then.
so Dante, why don't you make me an Arcana check?
Okay. Nat 20.
Nice. All right. I would not have done this had you not actually called out that you thought that Hattie was a hag. So you know that they have arcane power. So with that natural 20 on your Arcana roll, what does that wind up bringing that up to totally?
Hold on, let me check. I just got really excited and forgot to actually look at my skills. That brings it up to 28.
28. Dear Lord.
Yes.
All right. So
I would get a 19 with a nat 20 in Arcana.
I love you, Mike. So, what you know? Obviously, if this is a curse or a poison, and restorative magic is not fixing it, either finding where she is or killing her are probably your best bets in
Oh, wonderful.
undoing whatever has transpired with your allies.
And in case you were wondering why I know that, I am particularly susceptible to this kind of, you saw what happened back there.
You were Twitter-pated.
You're a sucker for anything with female.
You don't even need magic to get you to be.
You guys are supposed to be confused.
I am very fused.
I think
And
I'm
I'm our
starting
next
to.
con.
I think I'm starting to understand, Dante. I think you, if I'm not mistaken, are a pretty girl. Yes.
No,
No, he's
no,
a pretty man.
far from it.
Very pretty man.
I don't understand
I agree with
humans.
that statement.
Neither
Yeah,
do I.
I don't know. I don't think he's that good looking though. I mean,
Thanks.
it's not you. It's just
Just
it's
you're
too
more into the
dark
rugged type, I
here,
understand.
and
Bolgas smiles.
I think I need to go to sleep. But then we
Okay.
should get. There's something at the village with a turtle, right? We should do that.
So, just
I like
because she
turtles.
went invisible doesn't mean she didn't leave any tracks. So can I try to make a survival roll to like see where this witch went?
Which way she went?
Oh, Mike.
You guys are killing me tonight. Yes, Dante, please go ahead and make a survival roll.
This is what you get when you put your entire bottom row into confusion.
Right?
A 9. You know what? I have inspiration. I'm gonna use that. 17. That's much better.
All right. So when she disappeared, she left no physical evidence around. But what you do recall is that during the conversation, she wound up pointing in a specific direction.
That's right. Do you
Um,
want to see my cottage? Yes, I definitely want to see your cottage. All right.
She
She wasn't speaking euphemistically either, so that's good.
No, hopefully she was being very literal.
So if you head off in that direction, that she pointed, you think that that's probably where you might be able to find her.
All right.
Yours is not painted yet, Mike. I got mine
No,
over there that actually has been painted.
I haven't painted any of mine because so many of them came broken and missing pieces.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry to hear that.
I haven't been able to get a hold of them yet, mostly because of my lack of techness. I'm tech-tarded. I'm sorry. I'll just say it.
All right, so I'm gonna ranger on this way. See if I can find this house.
So between
Is this like we're gonna have Dante in the front and Telly in the back, like holding the rope between the three?
Yes, absolutely. That is 100% what's happening right now.
I'm going to try and cut it with my warhammer.
wow.
For some reason, I'm reminded of preschool.
Some point.
Also, what's
Oswald just
preschool?
sits down.
It's the school you get after something.
It's the school you have before you hatch.
Before you hatch.
Because you guys hatch, right? That's how that works, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Just want
I-
to thank Justin Harris for the $20 super chat.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Justin. That is awesome.
Thanks, Justin.
We don't have domain dice, but if we did, that would be 4 of them right there.
I think we all get extra inspiration.
Well, let's not and say we did.
How many people have used their inspiration already?
I have.
Got it.
I haven't.
So all right, so the 4 of you who did,
Hey.
you can be inspired thanks to Justin.
Thank you,
Thanks, Justin.
I like that.
Also, what's inspiration?
Definitely not.
I'm sorry,
something
Marcus,
you
what
can
are you hearing that the rest of us are not?
I don't know.
The
This
voice
makes
is
me wanna-
talking to you.
Want to
It-
create
Oh.
a spell or something
like-
that breaks the fourth wall.
My mind is. It's like my mind is in this swamp.
It's mush.
Yes, and it smells bad.
So between Dante's survival skills and Tylea's perception skills, you guys walk for a couple hours, and it is work keeping the three of them on track and focused. But a fairly decent sized cottage does come into view. How do you approach? How close do you approach? What do you do?
Ooh,
I
I
look at
wonder if they
Tylea
have
because
food.
she is our stealth expert here.
I can scope things out if you can keep the three of them quiet.
Bulgath,
Let me see if I have silence.
Yeah.
does that cottage look like candy?
Oh no!
No.
Definitely.
It does not. It's poisoned. You
It's
can't.
not edible.
I'm resistant to poison. I'll be fine. Let's go.
Poisoned
Oh no, I
candy?
don't
Are you
have
insane?
silence. I'm just gonna pull the Parthas, I need you to do me a favor and pull the rope and then hug them. Just hug them both.
We don't have that kind of relationship.
They need
Yes,
a hug
you do.
badly.
Yes, you do. Don't you remember? You
Hug
actually
the
do.
hug.
You totally hug it out.
Or Bulgath, you could hug them. And I'm
No.
with
Nope. It's for the ones who are tied up. That's the way it works.
That's like, will you just
Have
play
the
the
rope.
game?
We are so appreciative.
It takes it takes Parthas a minute to just puzzle out what you're saying, and then I'll just sort of grab the ropes as they're tied to Bulgath and Alslin and just sort of pull them towards me, and then just kind of just put my arms around their shoulders and just real slowly draw them in closer and closer until Bulgath and Alslin are sort of mashed together in front of me.
Oh,
Yes, good.
hi. This is
I'll keep them here. Go scout.
We're hugging.
All right.
this is
On
not how
purpose?
hugs work.
Okay.
Hugs don't hurt.
Sometimes the hurt is good. Yeah, I'll go scout around the cottage and see what's to see then. Stealth check.
So absolutely. Before you do go crazy, some of you guys did take damage. Was there any healing that was
Oh, that's right.
thrown around before?
and I
I can
really
throw
need
some
it.
healing around while you're gone.
I
Okay.
would have, but my mind isn't right, so I wouldn't have thought of it.
How hurt are y'all?
Because I can
I
help
have
with that too.
26 out of 67.
Oh,
I needs the healing.
I'm starting to bleed
Alright.
from my ears, but I'll be fine.
Okay, so then I'll help out with healing too.
I think I'm fine.
All right, I'll do Bulgath. You said you're bleeding out of your ears.
oh my.
Bulgath took 33.
Okay, then I'll do Cure Wounds second level.
You have ruined the mystique. Jeez, Ted.
Cure wounds. Third level on Oslin.
So
Sorry, my
that's
screen is shaking. My dog is laying right
15 for Bulgath.
on my camera.
Thank you, Tylea. Much appreciated.
That
Oh.
will be 19 for Oslin. Parthas, how you looking?
You guys can cast magic. That's
Yes.
impressive.
Yes, it is.
Are
Are you wounded?
It's like time to take produce flame and just kind of like dance it in front of their faces just to see what they do.
Like charming a giant snake.
Follow the birdie.
That would have been a really good trick for my kids. They would have liked that.
Oh, well, in that case, I will just press to digitate and keep them here like that while you're scouting. Like
I'm
juggling little
going-
balls of
I
light.
love it.
I'm going to start spouting facts that I've researched about prestidigitation. I put facts in like very loose definitions there.
So in other words, you're spouting random things.
That
Exactly.
you made up.
Mhm.
I like it. As long as it stops you from rushing into that candy cabin.
Oslin learned.
There's a candy
magic-
cabin.
Oh,
No.
crap.
Nope.
Yes,
Nope.
We're
pumpkin.
gonna
Lights
die
go.
here. We are gonna die in the oven.
Also,
Pretty
what's
sure
candy?
she's already heard us.
All right. So after the healings, Tyler got a 19 on stealth.
Okay. So how are you approaching this cabin?
On foot.
Carefully and quietly, and constantly looking over my shoulder to make sure the others are distracted.
You're looking to like get to a door, to a window, go into the back, the sides.
Kind of like peep into a window type of situation to see what's the story inside and get the lay of the land inside of the cabin.
All right. One of the downsides of being a halfling living in a world that's designed for people twice your height, it's definitely a bit of a challenge. If you're willing to kind of like skirt the edge and get onto a tree stump, you can kind of look through the window. That's probably your best bet. And with a passive perception of 21, I'm not going to make you roll to figure out that kind of stuff.
Okay.
so-
Although they want to do something in the chat.
What are they saying in the chat? I don't have it open.
In our group chat.
I have that magic headdress that allows me to cast fly. I'm just saying I could, and we're tied together.
I thought you meant the not the group chat, but the watch chat. But oh my, well, that
Please don't.
That was worth sharing with everybody. In fact, in character, I think I can fly.
Did you drink a Red Bull?
But I just look confused. I have no idea how to do it.
Okay.
wow. All right, so
I'm taking it quite literally, and this is fantastic.
so Tylea, when you deign to look in the window, you wind up seeing you see Hattie at first as she is inside the cabin, rematerialized, and she is talking to two other creatures that are similar to herself, but they are taller, and just the demeanor. Why don't you make an insight roll for me?
Right. Okay. All right, that's not too great. It's a 12.
All right. You're not really picking up on the complete interaction, but you're getting the sense that there is some kind of relationship here. You're not hearing what's being said, but just the body language that's there, because you're not right up close, and they're not shouting. But I mean, there's definitely facial movement that maybe gives you a little bit of an idea of a furrowed brow, or maybe there's something going on with the whole interaction there. But you definitely see that typical three old withered women, greenish grayish skin around the cauldron. This is definitely not a good place.
Cool.
If we blow the roof off the place, will it be a convertible?
I was a stretch, man.
I tried.
That's maybe one you should have left at home.
Dang it. Good thing I'm home.
So, do you stay unobserved? Do you try and report back? What are you looking to do?
I will slink back and report to Dante, and then see how the others even bother to react.
Okay, so how many doors are there?
It was one.
One in the front, one in the back. I assume
So
you
what
did,
Yeah, like the full all around.
What are the odds we can blockade both those doors and just set this building on fire?
Well, I mean, certainly worth trying. You have the fireball, right?
Or we could just kick the door and walk in and start causing problems. That might be better because they will just disappear.
I am Dragonkin. I can breathe fire, maybe. Probably.
Yeah, you guys should burn the building down, and then we could. That's a nice house. Who lives here?
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, right? We are gonna block off one of those doors. Then we're gonna kick in the other door, and then we're just gonna start blasting them with everything we've got and hope they die.
Sure.
Good? Everybody can follow these instructions?
Wait. How many doors are there?
2. We're gonna block one of them,
We should
and then
block
we're going
one
in
of
the other
them,
one.
then go in the
Yes.
other one.
Yes.
You're right. And there's 3 of them inside, one for each of you.
There's 3 more doors inside.
There's
No. No.
What are we
No.
gonna do
But
with
all
those
3 doors lead out.
I have
But only
no
2
idea
lead
what
in.
we're doing.
Oh,
Why are we
okay.
burning the house?
Okay, listen, everybody, eyes on me. Eyes on me. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are just gonna open that door and then we're gonna start blasting the witches. Good?
Well, what about the door we're gonna block?
No, we're
block
burning
the
it.
door?
Forget that door. We're just gonna go burn some witches and that's it.
I already forgot about that door. So there's only one door now. Because I
There's
forgot
only
the
one
other
door
door.
now, and we're gonna go blast some witches,
I-
and that's all you need
I
to
count
worry
5 doors.
I really like the
No.
paratrooper.
No,
idea.
there's 4 because
one
we forgot
door.
one. There's one inside.
One
and
door
there's
that you
one
need to
leads
worry
inside.
about.
There's
And we're
3
gonna
doors
go in
inside
and we're
though.
gonna
Tylea's gonna go like really loud, which I'm not gonna do really loud right now because the kids are asleep. But she'll do that just to kind of get their attention.
There goes
Oh,
our
yeah.
surprise. Way to go.
Yeah, I think we lost the element of surprise.
Well, you're bickering, so chances are. Cover
do
blown.
What were we doing?
Going to
Excessive
kill
fireball, that's
the old
all.
ladies.
I think we're rolling for initiative.
I
How
have
many
no
doors
problem
are there?
killing old ladies.
Maybe? I don't know.
I don't know why that it doesn't bother me that I'm excited to kill old ladies, but let's do this.
This is fine.
Bad ladies.
Bolgath, what are you
Bad old
doing
ladies.
here? I thought you were under a heap of rubble. This is.
I'll be
Okay,
back.
forget about that. We just have to kill the witches.
Why are we killing witches?
Because they're bitches. Let's go.
Oh, B, that was so good.
I mean, that's a pretty. I can get behind that.
Yeah, I'm sold.
All right, let's kill some bitches. Witches.
Oh my.
There's the battle cry.
Ted, what's the mechanical effect of this confusion?
So basically, it really sucks. When you go into combat, you're gonna have to make a wisdom save.
Okay.
Oh, I'm good at those.
If you fail, your declared action this round goes off next round.
Oh,
Oh,
if
that's
you
not
pass-
going to be inconvenient.
If you pass, you can do it this round.
Okay.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Hopefully that's my
I guess I should roll initiative.
evening.
Oh,
We're
okay.
turning into character.
Well, he did say that it takes us a little bit longer to react to things.
Well, it's working.
All right.
13 from Parsis. We have an 11 from Oslin. And a 6 from Bolgath.
Shocker.
And
Tylea, how old are you?
If I tell you, you're just going to forget anyways.
Tylea, you're up. What are you doing?
Well, so far you are little and a lady. I'm just trying to determine if you are also old, and we are supposed to
No.
kill you too.
No. The green ones. Only the green ladies.
Hearing that, Tyler's just gonna like turn around, like she's got flames already going on her hands, and I'm gonna start setting. I'm gonna use my produce flame to start setting fire to sort of the. Is there like brush and stuff around the cottage?
Okay. I mean, it's a swamp,
It's a swamp, so anything like
so this is a very
damp.
damp, saturated environment.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So produce flame might not, be able to do the trick. Fireball, on the other hand, does get a little bit hotter around.
Then I'll go around to the back door area and try and barricade the back door, like make it so the lock doesn't activate type of thing. It's jammed up. Is that an option?
So you want to do something quick and dirty.
Yeah.
All right, give me a thieves tool check.
Okay. Hold on. Like, do I have that? I do have that.
You are a rogue, so
Yeah.
Do proficiency and dex, and are you willing to try and like leave one of your picks there, or are you just trying to like muck it up?
Muck it up. I wouldn't leave my pick behind.
Okay.
So that's going to be. Why can't I find proficiency on the D&D Beyond? All right, that's going to be 19. That's going to be 25 then.
Oh wow, nice.
She's a crafty little stinker.
All right. Dante, what are you doing? Go figure. The people who are not affected go first.
I'm gonna go in the front door and let off a fireball. I'm sorry. Excessive fireball by popular demand.
Nice.
So, like, if I actually manage to open the door and cast fireball in the same round, that's going to be 22 damage for those who do not pass their saves, and 11 for those who do.
All right. Let's roll that up. DC, you said was 16.
Yes, it is.
All right, so 11 for those who pass, and 22, you said?
Yes.
All right. Parthas, what are you attempting to do? Tylea has disappeared. You watch Dante charge into the house alone.
So this house has like windows.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just check the range on this.
I imagine you gathered like close enough that with the charge, Tylea would be able to get to the back and Dante would be able to get in. So you are definitely closer now than. Oh,
how far am I from the house?
20 feet.
And Oslin and Bolgath are tied to me.
Unless you guys say that you undid that before
Nope.
you were ready to go
I
into
am
battle.
moving closer to the house.
I did say I was trying to cut it with my hammer, if that helps.
You said you were trying to cut it with a hammer, and
Yep.
hammers are not good cutting tools.
So I'm just moving forward and if I can get close to the windows, I'm just going to I am going to basically just move my hands forward, uttering guttural, arcane, draconic words that hopefully are the right words, as I attempt to cast Agonazar's Scorcher. I have to make a wisdom save to do this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. +1. So that is a total of 10.
So you begin, and you are slowly casting your spell.
And then nothing happens.
Well, no, you're just doing it.
Oh, I'm just doing it. Oh.
So you will get off your spell next round.
Phrasing.
Your spell will complete next round.
Phrasing.
Ocelot, you're up, sir.
All right.
What are you attempting to do?
As Parthas moves, I kind of push myself to my feet because I was sitting in the moment, and we're moving. And once we get to wherever space that we get to, I'll look around the forest and start daydreaming and cast Find Familiar. I got a 4.
All
Find
right.
familiar an hour casting time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll take me an hour to do it. I'll be fine.
Bulgath, what are you attempting to do?
I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos on my wisdom save first. Because I don't.
Well, before you roll, what are you
Oh.
what are you attempting to do?
I am attempting to cast Chaos Bolt at 3rd level.
Okay.
Can I use Tides of Chaos?
You can, of course.
Okay.
I forgot I have
Well, that-
Indomitable.
Uh,
I don't know if you can see it, but that's that way off. That's 2 3s.
It was actually very blurry.
Yeah,
Did not.
I almost pulled the camera out of the computer, so
That would have been problematic.
yeah.
All right, so you will complete your spell next round. All right. So you have the one hag who still has damage from when you had launched the fireball Dante previously. Her hair is still a little singed, her dress is messed up, and her skin is, well, obviously it's seen better days, but it's seen better days, after she became a hag. But the other two are very similar. But one of them completely doesn't vanish the way that Hattie did, but her form like kind of begins to like like I said, she doesn't become invisible. She seems to like fade, but you get the idea that there's still that she's still there. So Dante, why don't you make an Arcana check for me?
Okay. I have inspiration again.
Yes, you
Let's do that. 17.
Thank you,
All
Justin
right.
Harris.
Yes, thank you,
So-
Justin Harris.
You are suffice to guess that she has gone into the ethereal plane.
Guess what? I can follow her there.
So Tylea is still in the back, kind of unnoticed. So one of the hags will actually, move her claws and point towards you, Dante. I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. $18.
18. All right. So you feel this magical shackling around you begin to push in, and you with a force of will just mentally break it, and you just feel the magic break around you. You've shaken off a hold person spell,
That could have been problematic.
but especially since Hattie, already suffering from 2 fireballs now, moves up to you, Dante.
Hello, darling.
Well, even with your mage armor, that is going to hit
That's all right.
for 11 points of damage as her
Am
claws.
I confused now?
No,
Okay. This is fine, as the house is on fire.
to my knowledge, Oslin, no, you guys did not ask for a short rest.
Okay, just checking.
All right, Tylea, you're up.
Okay, I'd be making my way back around to the front door of the house.
Okay.
So that pretty much used everything up then.
So if you use your cunning action to do a move, which I assume that's what you did last time, you would be able to get there and still be able to have your action for a ranged attack.
Okay, then I will do my ranged attack. Let's go with that. And do
So-
any one of them have someone within 5 feet of them attacking them type of situation?
So if you kind of get back towards that tree stump that you were on before, you can be able to see that front door where Dante is basically squaring off with Hattie.
All right, then I'm aiming for Hattie.
All right.
Okay, and using my sneak attack then. And then, ooh, I'm thinking that's probably going to be a hit because I just rolled a 17 without adding anything in.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, that's going to hit her. And then the damage is going to be 15.
15.
No, wait, take that. Yeah, 15. 16. Take 16. 16.
All right. Dante, what are you doing?
Take a guess.
Fireball.
Fireball.
All the balls of fire.
Goodness gracious.
You beat
30
me to it.
damage for those who fail their save.
All right, Hattie.
And I am starting to cackle a little bit like a proper pyromancer.
Or hag.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I can't do this any longer.
It's a different cackle.
They attacked and changed her. Switch targets.
So again, Hattie seems to take the brunt of your blast, where the other hag seems to shrug off some of the flames. So Parthas, your spell that you started last round,
Comes to completion.
indeed.
Okay, so as it completes, a 5 foot wide, 30 foot long, unnecessary pause, line of fire shoots into the house at, I guess whoever's in target now, since it,
Aren't you blue? I thought it was lightning.
I don't know what's happening.
His breath weapon is confused
As
too.
the flames shooting out of my hands, I'm going, ah! It sounds very frightening, but it's really in Dragonborn. I'm just going, ah! Ah! That's 20 fire damage to whoever I hit.
Is this
Oh
an
wait,
attack roll
no,
or saving
sorry,
throw?
it's a dex save. It
What
is
is
a
with you guys with dex
DC
save?
15 dex save.
Sorry, for some reason I
Alright.
assumed you were breathing.
So how much was your damage, sir?
Total was 20, half on success.
It's probably a safe assumption to make that he's breathing.
So, because of the failed wisdom save, my spell went off this round, which takes this round's action, correct? Do I have to make the wisdom save again if I'm going to try to action surge? And take a regular attack, double attack action?
Were you planning to do that last round?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yes. No, I wasn't.
So basically, you kind of have to declare what you're trying to do, and
Oh, so it takes the entire turn, not just an action?
if you fail your save, you can't get your wits together to be able to use your turn. You basically just kind of stand there.
That's
And then
fine.
you're able-
I have no idea what's happening.
Eh,
What game are we playing?
Pathfinder.
I mean, we're playing a game. This is no game.
I'm
Okay,
pretty
well,
sure
I just-
people have second edition, man.
I just blasted fire into the house then.
and the chick that was still by the cauldron, the one hag that's still there, she took the full brunt. She did not pass her saving throw. Had it gone off last round, you might have been able to get 2 in the blast, but sadly, one disappeared. Do you wish to move at all, sir?
I will Yes, I will climb through the window that I've broken with my fire.
All right.
Are these guys still tied to me?
Yes.
All right.
And
We'll
we're
climb through the
moving.
window.
We're moving. Oh, we're climbing.
I'm climbing in through the window and
So,
preparing to fight.
If there's anybody out there watching who loves doing D&D art, I want to see this picture. This hut in the middle of the swamp, the wizard ranger standing in the doorway, unleashing a fireball with a hag directly in front of her. Meanwhile, the dragonborn with this, massive weapon is tied to a dwarf and a human and trying to climb through a window while unleashing a blast of fire of his own. That's it.
Where's Tylea in this?
She's out
no.
back. Oh no, she just shot over your shoulder through the window.
As is proper, she wouldn't be in the art because she's so well hidden.
Bonus points if the dwarf happens to look cross-eyed and drooling.
So I very rarely ask for something like this, but this has got to be a humorous sight to see. Just throwing that out there as an added visual because this is just ridiculous.
Go tell your artist friends. Get it done. We want to see this.
This is why you tie your party members together. I mean, hey.
All right.
So, Oslin, you are casting a spell that takes a long time to do,
Yeah.
and you are very, very confused.
This turn, while I'm being dragged through a window and realizing that, there's fighting happening around me. I'll climb through the window after Parthas and then notice the hags and go, oh, there are more in here. Okay, and then I'll go pew pew pew. And
All right, so
I would like
you can make a new wisdom saving throw.
I would like to make a new wisdom saving throw. Yes. This one's much better. That would be a 22.
22. All right, you can get off your pews.
All right. So I'm doing 3 pews because
he is a laser monk.
Yep.
I'm just imagining Oslin lying backwards in the windowsill, like with his knees hooked over the sill of it, and just upside down.
Hey, pew pew. Okay.
And Boldass just going, hey, magic missile.
My lowest is a 10.
Who are you firing at?
You tell me. I'm just shooting them at people who are
okay. Well, in the room there are 2 of these old gray or green skinned women.
Mm-hmm.
There is Dante, and you're tied to Parthas and Bolgath.
As much as I'd like to, I'm definitely not shooting them at Dante or Parthas. I'll shoot. Well, I'm only gonna hit with 2 of them probably.
Okay.
Is a 10.
10 is gonna miss.
My second lowest is a 23.
23 is a hit.
Okay, so with the 2 that are gonna hit, I'm just gonna hit each of the.
One in each. Okay.
Yeah. Word's good. All right, so one is gonna take 9 damage, and the other's gonna take 10. And they as I shoot them out, instead of being like a solid shaft of sunlight, it's more like a meandering, wavering line of sunlight that eventually hits the target.
So, as your blast hits Hattie, the many blasts of fire seem to have singed and cracked her skin, in ridiculous ways. The arrow that was fired by Tylea seems to be sticking through her neck, and it seems like only by just the barest of margins did it not hit something incredibly vital. But you kind of use that, or maybe by luck, who knows, but your blast kind of hits into that arrow, and it just seems to begin incinerating the flesh that has already become cracked and dry by all the flame. And you hear her body just kind of bend and crack as she collapses to the ground. In so doing, Bolgath, Oslin, and Parthus, your mind begins to clear.
So
And
sorry, it had to turn out like this, darling.
Does it though?
well, it's less cloudy than it normally, or it's back to its regular cloudiness, not as opposed to really cloudy. But you find that you're able to act yet again, as Oslin blasts Hattie into oblivion.
Oh, look, I did something. And is the other hag still there?
Ah, yes.
Oh.
What about the other hag?
The other hag,
Yeah.
you don't know what happened. Dante thinks it went ethereal.
That's
Has the building caught fire from all of Dante's fireballs?
There are some things that are clearly on fire. Again, we are talking about a building in the middle of a swamp where it's a very humid place.
It's made of cinder blocks.
Inside, well, no, I mean it's definitely a wooden hut. But I mean it's a wooden hut that's been saturated by rain and muck and what have you. But here you are definitely dealing with the inside where things are a little bit drier. The cauldron flame in the center has dried out more things. So yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
we're not in any danger of just the building.
So I guess I don't have any actions left, so I can't actually untie myself. But I don't want to be in this rope anymore.
Bolgath, you're up.
Yeah, and this probably isn't going to turn out very good for me with my third level chaos bolt. I got a dirty 20 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
I realized that, but I rolled all 5s, which means it splits and I have no other target. So I choose to make it come back at me.
Okay.
What's my 18? That hit. Shield. Can I shield it?
You can shield.
Yes, I shield myself so I don't get hit.
Okay.
And at any point, if you want me to roll for wild magic, let me know.
Oh yeah, go for it. If you ask for it, I always say yes.
I probably should have had the chart pulled up. 44. What is that? I don't even know.
I don't have a PHP in direct reach. It's over there on the table that I'm preparing for tomorrow night's session.
All right, I'll let you know what happens in a second.
Okay. So Hattie is done.
I'm sure it'll be fine. That came up a lot faster than I thought. For the next minute, you can teleport up to 20 feet as a bonus action on each of your turns.
Oh, that's less fun than,
Fireball.
Actually, I like it, when you get turned into a sheep or a
potted plant.
Yeah, it's far more fun.
I accidentally teleport 20 feet just for grins and giggles then. Right in front of the hag that I shot. Oh, crap.
All right. You don't see anything, Parthus, but for just the briefest of moments, we're talking, a bare second, it's as if you feel like as if someone put their hand upon your left shoulder.
More to that story?
We'll find out later.
Oh. I was waiting for the and.
Yeah, well, sometimes the and is not always right then and there.
Okay.
All right, and let's see. All right, so Bolgath, were you pulled into the house or are you still outside? Oh, we don't have a.
Is not in his chair.
We don't have a Bolgath. All right.
He randomly teleported 20 feet away.
All right. Well, that's fine then. He teleported out of the rope.
Well, he did say that.
All right. So then the claw is going to have to actually come in at Dante instead, who has been
Acceptable.
Issuing copious amounts of fire in their home.
Well, I was invited.
Well, that is true. So that is a 21 to hit you, Dante.
That absolutely hits me.
Well,
Like,
well,
that
that's
so
not
hits
bad.
me, it's not even funny anymore.
So what is that? So 12 points of damage
Okay.
as the creature smacks you with her vicious claws. She looks
I
down.
like it rough, but not this rough.
Well, Hattie is dead at lying at your feet, and she walks over and just slashes you with this contemptuous look.
And I smile right back at her.
Says, you've slain my sister. Now we will need to find another.
Not it.
And as she, like her sister did last round, her body begins to slowly dematerialize, and you identified last round that she's slipping into the ethereal plane. She's like, well, that turtle's awakening has granted us a new toy. You can play with him instead. And again, that same cackling voice that happened when Hattie became invisible and echoed around the chamber fills the area again as this creature vanishes and flees. But what you were not really expecting.
So now we have to fight the house from the inside.
Well, no.
It's the Spanish Inquisition.
But you begin to see, or for those of you who are outside or can see through a window, a mound of trees that just happen to be off to the side, like begins to like bubble and lift. And you begin to feel the earth shake as yet again another massive creature begins to pull itself out of the ground. Seems almost commonplace for you now, but as opposed to it being a giant turtle, this one seems to resemble a man. And every time it lifts a portion of itself out of the ground, the vegetation or any of the wildlife that happened to be in this area, like as it tries to move out of the way, something about this creature pulls it in. So limbs wind up having these trees twisted around their arms and legs. The nearby pool of water seems to crackle with electricity, and Tylea, who's outside and very observant, happens to see a couple eels get pulled into said creature. The storm that's been kind of overhead crackles and unleashes a blast basically right at its feet. And in so doing, the thing moves faster. It gets to its feet. It's, very, very humanoid as it begins glaring down at the lot of you. Its eyes glow with this, sickly yellow-green color. But it doesn't seem to have a voice, doesn't seem to, say anything. But it is certainly looming over the top of you. What do you do?
Are we still in initiative, or is this just?
Well, if you wish to run, that's one thing. If you wish to initiative, we can keep the order going, and I can just insert.
I just got my wits about me. I'm not running.
All right. How close is it?
I mean, did they see this? Are they in the house? Are they?
Well, Dante's at the doorway. So hearing, he could easily just kind of like lean back and be able to see out. I know Bolgath and Oslin are like right at the window, so they would be able to see out to the same window that Tylea shot through. The only one who would have any serious issue would be Parthas.
How far away is it?
50 feet from the house. So Tylea's closer.
Darn you, math. Can I run my 25 feet towards it and then bonus action teleport 20 feet towards it and then cast mirror image?
All right, so we're going in initiative now. The hags had just gone. So Tylea, what are you doing right now?
I'm going to draw my bow, but I'm going to hold action to see what the others do. As soon as someone starts attacking, I will fire.
Okay. Dante.
I have the capability to gratuitous fireball 2 more times, and this is one of them. That thing doesn't look particularly dexterous. Let's go.
How right you are.
47.
47?
Yeah, and I have 24 piercing to add to that one.
Crap. Wow. All right. So 47 and 23, you said?
24.
24. All right. So.
For the record, that was upcast.
Damn. That's a lot of damage.
71 points and.
Crap. I'm
useful sometimes.
Well, apparently, if you just keep dropping fireballs, you annoy the crap out of and kill all of my bad guys. Parthas, what are you doing, sir?
So this thing is 50 feet away from the house.
Yes, sir. And you are only tied to one person because apparently Bolgath has already blown this once.
It's okay. I'm pretty light.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that I'm aware that I was tied to anybody. So I'm going to climb back out the window and move so that I'm at least within 30 feet of this thing.
Okay.
And once again, I'm going to, this time with a little more clarity, I'm going to cast Agonazar's Scorcher, which is a DC 15 dex save.
All right. Thankfully, I passed that one.
That is going to be good. 5 halved fire damage, and let's see. If I moved, it was 50 feet away, and I have 30 feet of movement, so I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
Because if there's a time to do it, it's now. I'm going to. I'm sorry, Oslin. Well, actually, I already used my movement. Action surge doesn't give me.
It does not.
Never
And
mind.
I have more movement than you anyway.
I'm not going to move closer.
So do you wish to not use your action surge and wait?
No, I'm still going to use my action surge because
Okay.
I've got magic.
I'm just making sure.
You know what? I'm going to bonus action. I'm going to bonus action breath weapon.
Okay.
So that is a DC 14 dex save.
And that is because in my games, for those watching, Dragonborn breath weapons are a bonus action, not an action, because especially late games like this, the breath weapons would never get used. All right, what is your damage, sir?
6 lightning.
6 lightning.
Yep.
All right.
So as I breathe this lightning at this thing, I'm going to check my spell slots. Don't look. Okay, so I cast that. Just making sure I actually have the slots to do. Cast Agonizers. Yeah. I'm going to try it one more time. Another DC 15 deck save.
For another agonizers.
Yeah.
All right, failed that one.
That is going to be 12 points of fire damage.
All right.
I told you I could breathe fire.
Okay. All right. So that was Parthas. Aslan, you're
Oslan, very reserved, follows Parthas out the window, and we're moving again.
up.
Then, looking at the big creature, goes, "This is such a waste of time, but it feels as though we're going to have to kill this thing before we can get to the village." Fine! And I'm going to hold my hands out, and magical energy starts to build up in them. I'm going to launch 4 darts of magical force at this thing.
Okay.
Magic missile at second level gives me, gives me 18 points of damage.
Okay. You guys are just battering away at this thing with spells and a variety of different elements. Bolgath.
All right. Well, Bolgat does his movement and teleport, and seeing how damaged it was, kind of looks back at them and goes, "Really?" And then turns back around, and instead of doing the, I forgot what I was gonna do. The thing we mirror image. Instead of doing that, I'm just gonna try to frostbite it
Okay.
and probably miss 16.
16 will hit.
Oh, so 2d6 cold. 10 cold damage. And it won't matter since I'm only 5 feet from it, but I believe that makes its movement speed 10 feet less.
Okay.
Nope, I lied. Disadvantage on the next weapon attack. Wrong frost
Okay.
spell.
Okay. All right. Is that what you got, Bolgath?
Yep.
All right. So how close did you get, Parthas?
I'm within 20 feet.
But I'm within 5 if that matters.
Right.
Well, 10.
So it slams down at you, Bolgath, and the the cold seemed to just hit mostly upon that right arm as it's coming in, and it just moves just slow enough that you're able to sidestep as it impacts the ground next to you, causing mud and muck and water and vines to spread out around you. But as it kind of keeps moving forward, it's staying close enough that it can hit you, but its mass is big enough that it actually brings itself into Parthas's reach as well. And he comes in at you with a fist. As a 23 to hit, sir.
I will take it like a dragonborn.
Cool. Take it like a dragonborn. All right. So that is 12 points of bludgeoning damage. And as the meaty, viney fist that's actually quite bigger than Tylea slams into you, the vines, like the roots of one of the trees that was just kind of like sticking out almost like spikes on the fist, begin wrapping around you. You are currently grappled, sir.
Temporary setback.
And then as it kind of finishes off what it's doing, a root structure, a bulb or something kind of like falls off its back and lands at its feet, and this medium-sized plant creature kind of steps up and begins moving towards Bolgath. Tylea, you're up.
Sorry, my mouse is spazzing out. All right, so I'm going to again use my bow and fire at it, and it's 25 hit,
Yes, easily.
and then it's gonna be 17 piercing.
All right. Arrow goes thick into its mass. Is that all you got? Dante, you're up.
One last gratuitous fireball for 33.
Ha! Natural 20.
Ooh.
Oh, 33 becomes 16. So it manages to, catch it in a way that, the area where it absorbed a swamp, the swampy pool that Tylea had seen the eels get sucked up into the creature. That's where your fireball seemed to take the most damage, and it just didn't seem to hurt it as much as the other ones that you've been launching. You're hurting it, but it's just this thing is quite beefy, and I'm gonna guess that there's this plant creature is gonna have to make a saving throw as well. Oh, jeez. I guess you guys should be happy that 2 natural 20s are coming up on saving throws and not attack rolls.
I'll accept that. Yep.
All right. Parthas, you are currently grappled by this thing's fist.
All right. Are my arms pinned, or do I have my arms free?
The only thing that really means grappled is you have a speed of 0. But you can still do all the things that you would normally do.
Excellent.
You just don't have control of where you go.
First thing I'm going to do, since I'm already touching him, shocking grasp.
All right.
That is a melee spell. Oh no, that's melee, not range. So that straight up attack +7. That is a 21 to hit.
Does.
So he will take 9 points of shocking lightning damage. And my Core Magic lets me take a bonus action weapon attack.
Yep.
So that will be what is a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Then that is 9 slashing damage for the bonus action. And then I'm just going to hack at him for my 2 attacks. The great sword. That is a...
Well, no, the shocking grasp was your action.
Oh, wait, yeah, you're right. Derp. I know how to play.
That's okay.
I'm going to think about attacking on my next turn.
Tylea, you've now seen Parthas unleash multiple blasts of lightning into this thing, and every time the lightning goes into this creature, it seems to swell, and the vines look like they're like knitting back together.
Can I shout, "Stop electrifying the damn thing, you're helping it"? And then I'll release my arrow. Does a 17 hit?
You're not for a while.
Oh, not for a while. I thought you were putting...
Yep, no, I was just letting you know.
Okay, so then I'm gonna shout, like, "Stop electrifying it."
Aslan, you're up next.
All right.
I was just letting you know so you'd be able to shout out in case anybody else wants to use lightning.
So are you saying my passive perception of 10 didn't notice that happening?
Correct.
As Tylea yells this, just one little tiny, like, static electrical shock from my finger, just in defiance as I look at her, goes...
All right, then. Well, I'll simply just magic missile it again, because why not?
Because why not? Sure.
15 points of damage. As I just launch those bolts of energy again, I'll look at Tylea and say, does that help? Is this thing dead yet? Can we go?
Bolgath.
Bolgath is going to cast Booming Blade because thunder always comes after lightning, and use Tides of Chaos to get advantage, which is good because I rolled a 2 and a 17 on the die.
All right, the 17 will hit.
All right, and then 1d10 plus a d8. There they are. So a grand total of 8 damage.
8
of the
damage
thunder type. No.
of the thunder type. All right.
And then I will use the bonus action to 20 feet out of the way and walk 25 feet further.
Okay.
Thunder didn't seem to heal it, did it?
It did not.
Okay, good.
All right. So with Parthis, like in this thing's grasp, the rest of you watch as he brings the hand up to his chest, and Parthis is just pulled into the mass, and the creature gets even bigger. Only enough that it's swollen by the 8.5 feet tall, Parthis? The dragonborn mass.
Yeah,
just-
something like that. I don't remember.
6,000 pounds or something.
Yeah,
Alright.
there was a miscalculation in the weight. I think I had him at like 1,000 pounds.
So you are blinded, restrained, unable to breathe at the moment, Parthis. So now is when you are unable to do anything. But
What
that
are
is
what are
only-
the conditions?
you are blinded, restrained, and unable to breathe.
You'll get better.
So in which direction did Bolgath blink? Did you head back towards the house? Did you go left? Did you go right? Did you go further deeper into the swamp?
We'll go towards the house.
Towards the house. All right. So that is closer towards where Tylea is. So he is going to move in your direction and take a punch at both of you.
How far can he move? Holy cow.
He's pretty big, so he can definitely
Mhm.
go more than the 20 that you blinked.
Well, 20, and then I said I moved 25 further.
Oh, okay. All right. I only caught that, but he can still get to you.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Just checking.
All right. So that is a 21 to hit you.
Shield. Oh, dang it. That still hits me.
And Tylea,
Stupid.
that is a 13. That's going to be a miss.
Where's my spells?
So Bolgath, you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage, and a very similar experience to what happened with Parthis. The vines and tendrils that make up his arm begin wrapping around you,
All right.
and you have a nice swampy embrace.
Can I roll my tides or my chaos thing since I cast a spell?
Sure.
All right, that one's 69, which is each creature within 30 feet of you becomes invisible for the next minute. Each creature, including it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it was definitely within 30 feet of you when you cast.
Wait, where did everybody go?
So Bolgath and the creature vanish.
And so would Tylea and Parthis, right?
Well, Parthis is in it. So
So he was already indivisible.
So yeah, so you probably wouldn't actually see Parthis get consumed by this thing.
Is the rope attaching Parthis to me invisible?
Well, the rope has been snapped at this point in time.
Oh, good, because I don't want to be dragged around.
So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. So Tylea, you're up, and
Am I invisible? Too?
I think you were close enough to this thing that you would have been within 30 feet of it.
Okay, and it went to strike me, right? So it's within arm's reach, theoretically.
Yes, it is definitely within arm's reach of you.
Okay, then I'm going to go primal savagery mode, and my nails extend into these long, sharp claws, and I'm going to attack and just
Alright.
lash out at it for trying to attack me.
So as it's invisible, claws attacks will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Well, she's invisible, so she has advantage. So they cancel.
It knows where she is.
Wouldn't I know where it is too? Because it just tried to swat at me.
There's a different
You
reason.
know where it is. It has connection to the ground.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see. Be good to me, please. Oh, okay. I think we can work with this. Does a 14 hit?
A 14 does not.
Oh.
You're close though.
Shoot.
And visible.
Invisible?
Yeah, you're still invisible.
Okay.
But she attacked. Wouldn't that
It says invisible for the next minute, right?
Yeah. Does it have any like
the
addendum?
you're
Does it-
invisible from the next minute. Invisibility ends on a creature when it attacks or casts a spell.
Okay. All right. Well
Okay,
then,
so then
all right. So then it did attack. So it would not have been invisible when you went to attack it. So yeah. So you would not have disadvantage.
okay, so let's reroll.
Sorry, I do not have the entire chaos magic table memorized.
Totally okay.
You only read part of it. I'm only taking part of it.
Not to worry. Okay, then let me.
I assume your other roll was higher, right?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was though.
If it was better, it would have hit.
Oh, okay. So then let me get the 2d10s going. And that is going to be 8 of, what is it again? I think it's poison. Hold on. Acid. It's acid.
Okay. All right. So you, as your claws, kind of strike into it, you see a couple vines snap here and there. Dante.
All right, so let's Scorching Rays. That's going to be 19, 25, and 23 to hit respectively.
They all hit.
Yes, good. And that will be 19 fire damage.
19 fire. All right. So as a triple blast, hits into this thing, what does it look like as this thing gets blasted with 3 different beams of fire?
So like I'm gonna spread my feet shoulder width apart, and I'm like splaying my fingers all mage style, and it's just like one in each knee, and then the other one like forehead region.
So you blast the right leg out from under it. Vines attempt to regrow and connect to the limb that's been severed, and they can't quite reach. So it like falls to the ground.
I yell timber.
Just as the other leg gets blasted out from under it, and again it tries to like catch itself with these living vines that are moving all around it. It puts out one of its meaty hands. Unfortunately, happens to be the one that's holding Bulgath. It slams into the ground to catch itself, and I'm just being mean. So you're gonna take 2 points of bludgeoning damage there, Bulgath.
All right.
And then your third blast kind of catches it, and it's sickly green yellow eyes. Slowly the eyelids don't close. There's nothing that looks like an eyelid even, but the lights just kind of dim and go out as the fire begins to kind of burn and singe, and the thing falls back. The outer edges of this thing begin to kind of like rustle and move, and like Parthas pushes his way out.
Oh, I 100% from within just thunderwave my way out of this thing.
But as the vines and trees and sadly the small living creatures that have been pulled into it and have been part of it for longer begin to like fall off, eventually this 20-foot tall monster is down to almost nothing until you get to the center mass of it, and it seems to be almost like a seedling pod that is just like layers of leaves, like massive leaves. I don't know if you've seen the um, those bog leaves that tend to grow really big. But this is what is here, and the layers kind of open up, and in there is the body of a man, and he's like in completely fetal position, dead, but he seems to be holding something in his fists.
I was worried you were going to say it was a baby and we'd have another one for Oslin to take care of.
You don't need any more babies.
Freaky plant baby.
No more babies.
We got the plant baby and the fish baby and the.
And then all we'd need is like a magma baby and.
All right,
Let's
guys.
just get all our elementals going. Why not? Sure.
All right, let's pry this guy's fists open. I want to see what these hags had planned for me if I had actually gone to the cottage in the middle of the swamp.
So, in the left hand, you pry open his dead hands, and like the reason you went to this one first is because he couldn't quite get his hand closed over it because it's that big, but there is a massive emerald in his fists. And it appears that its cut is amazing, and its size is, it's got to be pretty valuable. In the other hand, there is when you pry that one open, there's a gold locket, and when you open it up, it says you open it up, and on the inside there is an etching. It says, "All my heart forever, my love, Abby."
Oh, my hearts.
So what do you guys do?
I'm spending sorcery points to regain spell slots. Don't mind me.
If we're done here, we probably should get to that village.
These remains are going to become his funeral pyre, and yeah, we should probably get going.
What about who needs a little bit of healing, though?
My ears may have started bleeding again.
Come here. And she'll like almost like just put her hands like on either side of his head. Will you stop? And I'll do cure wounds, but it's only gonna be at level 1. So hold on.
Push the blood back in. That's
Push
how
the blood back
healing
in.
works.
Make it work. Like stay.
I'm pretty sure it's not red anymore either. It's probably black.
Oh great. So you got 10 back.
Do you
Nice, thank you.
do you take the gem? Do you take the locket? What do you?
I mean, yes, because they look like they're valuable, and we might need to find this Abby person at some point.
Definitely not cursed if you wear it.
I'm not putting either of them on. I am not, I have made one too many mistakes today.
So as you begin to make your way back to your path to Covington Cove to try and find out, how to deal with this gigantic Zaratan, that is where we're actually going to end tonight's session, and we'll see where things cook up for
We
next
literally
session.
got like 20 feet.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I think we know where to go to find Abby.
We
Down.
made it to the cabin of the woods.
Does anybody want to make an
Mike, you
anybody want to make an
cannot.
intelligence check?
What type of check?
An intelligence check?
I'll do that.
Yeah, sure. Why
Can
not?
I?
I have some of that.
I have a decent amount of that.
Just a straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence.
Ooh. Okay, so that's a 21.
17.
0.
Literally.
Literally.
Literally 0.
I think my ears started bleeding again. No.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Do I need to roll for that too? I was not engaged.
So, if you remember, many months ago in our time, and probably month or so ago in your guys' time, there was an Abby in Covington Cove who implored your help in dealing with the child.
Yep. Oh, my heart.
Just for the record, I want to point out that's my only natural one of the night.
Isn't that the same? Didn't we hire her to watch my child? Is that the same person?
I do believe it is.
It actually was.
Just curious.
So,
I mean, not that Oslin cares, but
Why does everyone look like they're realizing something? What did I miss?
Nothing important. We'll get it taken care of. Let's
Nothing
go.
I like how Ted declared the game over, but we're all still playing.
no,
Ian doesn't declare. We do.
it's a group thing. I just was like, we
Well, the combat's done. It's
you know, you guys are awesome, and there's plenty of role playing that can always be done. So, I don't necessarily need to throw in the towel just yet, but
Did we make it a third of the way through the first page at least?
That's one of the interesting things about the awesome material that's on these things is the way it's presented and the way I do things. You did all 3 cards, and I try to hit all of like the major bullet points, but I always have to trim something just because, like, honestly, especially if you're going to get into like the major role playing angle of things, like we could do this for like 6 hours.
Deal.
But each card usually has multiple combats on it. So I tried to be like, all right, well, I'm going to take one from here. I'm going to take one from here. I'm going to take one from there. And they just happened to all kind of fall right in line. And I'm like, well, you know what? We're going to make this work.
I'm not a huge fan of combat in general, so if I can get all of the combats in one combat, I'm cool with that.
That troll, poison, hag, whatever that was.
Screw that too.
That stuff is no joke.
But it was fun.
Oh, it was.
Oh my god,
was
the confusion
awesome.
factor.
All 3 of us, we just leaned hard into the confusion. That was good.
oh yeah.
Well,
Dante and I are like, oh my god, how do we keep them together? Time them up.
Yeah.
well, as I was reading this, I'm thinking like, all right, what kind of disaster is this going to cause? Because I know this group. You guys are all awesome, and if I give you like, all right, here's a deficit, you are not just gonna be like, well, screw that. I'm just like, all right, I don't care.
Come on, children.
You're gonna buy into it and buy into it hard, and that's one of the things that I love about this group, these players. So
I'm pretty sure that's not the first time that Oslin has been tied to somebody.
it's probably not.
Me either.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's had some things happen in his adventuring life. So
Well, you know what? Being tied up sometimes is not all that bad, right?
it's true.
On that note,
So,
Right? And-
cut. No.
so I
Stay
never
nerdy.
took it to a stream.
I tried to
Okay,
keep
Ned.
I tried to keep the shirt hidden tonight because it's very obviously haggy.
Yeah, I'd have quit.
Is that?
Like, that's
Oh,
a
no.
no. That's a no.
The second we were in the swamp and a pretty girl rides up on a horse. I'm
That's
like,
not
oh,
suspicious at all.
definitely going to try and eat or drown me, and Dante definitely wouldn't know. So
I did not see the horse being a troll. I thought it was a nightmare.
I
Well,
was thinking like a Nixie.
so I sometimes wonder whether the guy who writes the material, like, it's like, all right, how are these characters interacting? How is the current group dynamic going? Is there going to be anything that like, oh, I'm going to put this in there for that character or whatnot? Like for the regular, people that are out there, I can't really say, but like sometimes I've read stuff and I'm like, I swear that was written for this one or for that one. So I don't know. I'll have to ask RPG Crate, whether it's just pure happenstance or whether he's actually knowing what you guys are doing and saying, all right, I got this.
How can we screw with him this month?
Yeah.
So for you viewers out there, we've definitely wandered quite astray from the role playing. So we're gonna cut it here.
Yeah.
Obviously, we gave everybody the intro. The links to all of their amazing stuff is down below. I'm gonna have to get a link for V's game on Kobold Press to be able to add to that because I don't have that in there. It's a more recent occurrence. But if you want amazing stuff and t-shirts, very gaming related t-shirts and all of the pre-written material that you see here, as well as some other amazing stuff, RPG Crate is definitely a way to go. I've been getting it for a while, been running it here for a while, and we are getting near to the end of this story arc, and we'll see what happens when we get into season 4 and who our players will decide to roll up for a whole new campaign. So stay tuned for when we get into our next session, and as always, until next time, stay nerdy.
Hey, nerdy.